It's always a hard decision to make these things. I've been a board director for 23 years. I've been the CEO for half of that time. The company's incredibly well placed. I think we have a land of opportunity in front of us. I think we're in touching distance of that 2027 plan. But really, it's about the future, 2030 and beyond. And I felt it was time for me to give the board the opportunity to go and put the right team together for the long term. That's what I've done. I'll be around for a while. And they'll obviously be working hard on what the long-term succession is while we're focusing on strategy and delivery of that.
Yeah, just one more on succession as well. Is it... I don't know. I mean, there's two ways of doing this. One, announcing who the successor will be, and so, with the process of finding that individual internally and externally already done. Or two, doing it without knowing who the successors be. You and the company have decided to go down the latter route. Is that the wisest way to do it, Alistair? Doesn't it create some uncertainty?
I think you're right. It does create some uncertainty. But in this environment, the board will obviously want to go through a full and transparent process. They'll want to look at the excellent internal candidates and team that we have, but also want to go outside as well. I think the minute you go outside, you risk leaks and things of that nature. And so in order to make sure that they can talk to everybody they need to, I think it was important to make the announcement. But hopefully they'll move forward with the process. So John Manzoni will lead that with Corn Ferry, and hopefully they'll get to a result reasonably quickly.
Yeah, that's a great point, isn't it? The leaks galore as soon as you get involved with the headhunters, the lawyers, etc., etc. But you're going to miss the exciting world that we're going to get from the Labour government about getting its reductions in carbon down as well. What do you think about the plan? I think it's great that the Prime Minister is talking about a longer-term plan to cut more emissions. My worry is the action here and now in the United Kingdom as well. I don't know if you have those same concerns, Alistair.
Look, I think we're delighted that the new energy system operators come out with a firm plan. They've done that to their timetable, original 12-week timetable. You've also got government establishing things like mission control to try and monitor that. I think it's an ambitious plan. It can place the UK as a world leader in the clean energy market. We can take advantage of the huge renewable resources we've got. And as I think the Prime Minister said yesterday, it's up to private companies to now lean into that. We need them to get planning and policy sorted so we can invest the billions of pounds that are needed, and also hopefully bring supply chain to the UK. We can create jobs, create manufacturing jobs here like we've done with the Sumitomo cable factory in the north of Scotland recently.
Yeah, and it is up to private sector, and I'm a great believer that there is a government role as a guiding hand, but the fact of the matter is it's the private sector that drives growth. With that in mind, Alistair, do you think actually the recent budget has been detrimental to that growth, given the huge burden it's placed on cost of companies of all scale, but really, really painfully hurt at perhaps a smaller level? I'm just wondering whether SSE thought it was a budget that actually drives growth in the United Kingdom or actually is problematic.
I think the budget had to be there. It had to take. It had to increase the tax take. We've got to pay for some of the issues that arose as a result of COVID. It's gone and done that. It's done it in a particular way. People can argue about whether that's inflationary and what that does to growth. I think in our sector we have a world of opportunities in front of us, and we have the ability to invest now. If we can get those consenting issues moving forward, we've seen ambition from the system operator on networks and with what they want to build. If we see that in AR6, the next offshore wind round and things of that nature, I think the money will flow in. And on the back of that, also, hopefully, we can get an industrial strategy going.